Before I get started, I do need to thank the manufacturer for sending us the pool for the build video. I know that most people have some questions before they buy a pool like this, and I'm going to do my best to answer those in this video. First off, there was no delivery charge. It comes to your house on a pallet. When I first saw the pallet, I didn't really believe the whole pool could be on it, but it was, and it was just really well packed. The first question that people have is an above ground pool a good investment? Well, if you're thinking about resale, it doesn't really add any dollar value, but most people don't buy a pool for resale. They buy it to actually use it in their backyard. And for that, this can be a really effective way to get there for a fraction of a price of what you'd pay for an in-ground pool. The next question that most people have are there any hidden costs? And well, there aren't really any hidden costs. There are a few things that you probably need to plan for. You may need a permit depending on where you live. Electrical work will be needed, so unless you're capable of doing that yourself, you might want to plan for that as part of a cost of building. And some locations may require fencing around the pool, so work that into your price as well. And then, of course, there's the ongoing cost of maintenance chemicals. None of this is a deal breaker. It's just all part of owning a pool, but it's better to factor it in up front. The next question that a lot of people have is, can you partially bury an above ground pool? And in many cases, yes, but it really depends on the pool. Some are designed to handle a partial burial and others just aren't. If you're dealing with uneven ground or you want that semi-in-ground look, just make sure the manufacturer allows it and follow their guidelines closely. This one will actually allow partial burial, such as building on a slope. We have a slope. We decided to put a deck up to it instead, but either way, it does handle it. The next question people have about these is, do you need to put anything in between the liner and the ground? And it matters more than most people think. A lot of setups use sand as a base, but having a protective pad between the sand and the liner makes a big difference. And this one is the Elite package, and it actually comes with a pad included, which helps protect the liner from punctures and just gives it a smoother feel underfoot. The next question that people have is, can you make these look like in-ground pools? And you'd be surprised at how close you can get by either putting a deck all the way around it or partially burying it like we talked about before and then putting a deck around the rest of it, or really even just adding landscaping around it. Really goes a long way to cleaning it up and making it feel more high-end. The next question that people have is, how long should you run your pump? The safe answer here is around 8 to 12 hours for this setup, but there are a lot of other factors depending on use, climate, etc. And what it will do to your electric bill depends largely on where you live and if you're running that pump in peak hours or not. The bottom line here is there are strategies you can use and upgrades that you can make later that can save you money on electricity if you find that you're using more than you expected. The next question that people have usually is, how long is the liner going to last? This one has a 25 gauge ultra thick liner that should last for many years under normal conditions. I know people that have had their liners in excess of 10 years, some of them as long as 15, and they're still good. Keeping your chemistry balanced and using a good base pad like the one that comes with this pool will go a long way to extending the life of the liner. Now, the last question that most people have is, how hard is it to build? And I'm going to be honest with you, it's a serious DIY project that requires a few friends, and the bigger the pool is, the more friends you'll need. There was nothing difficult about the process itself, but it requires time, it requires patience, and it requires a few extra hands to help you roll out that big steel wall. Bottom line is, if you're looking for a practical way to upgrade your backyard without going all in on an in-ground pool, above ground pools are a great option. Just go in knowing the setup and the maintenance, and you'll get a lot more out of it. I'll link the one we built down below in the description. Those are affiliate links. They help the channel at no extra cost to you. I really appreciate it when you use those. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.